Well, hello everyone, I'm Bryce, and this is our after action for episode 19. I am your dungeon master, and these are my friends.
Guys?
Most of them.
Most of them. So, the episode? What'd you think? Session.
Sure.
That was a good one. I liked opening up right into combat. That was fun.
It's been a while since we've had a mapped combat thing.
Yeah.
It was nice.
We all leveled up.
Even if 2 people did almost all the work. Homer killed 3 of the 5 people himself.
Yeah, you're right.
Basically on his own.
So, Homer had the same or similar stats to the creatures that you were fighting.
So he could have just as easily been like slaughtered by them?
Yeah, so he was probably on par or slightly less than their leader as far as that goes. So he was somewhere between the brute and their leader. So yeah, he could have been hurt. It didn't happen.
He rolled really high.
So yeah, and they were supposed to get a surprise round, but you rolled high enough to notice them. Had they all been up on deck ready to start attacking, it would have been much worse.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is basically everything in this fight went our favor?
Yes. Yeah.
Like when she did that spin attack and it hit nobody.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep. So yeah, you guys, I mean, the odds were ever in your favor this time around.
And even with my one critical failure, I critically succeeded that next time. So I even got the both.
So yeah,
true.
It was good. It was good combat. So I was expecting it to be worse. So you made it to Desert's End finally. What do you think about Peace Through Vigilance stopping in to say hello?
Well, I mean, this is the 4th time I've seen him. So, I mean, I could obviously tell he was disappointed and sad, and something wasn't right. I don't know if that was me or something else that he's seen. So I guess, and his message to be light with the people that we see. So I don't know what that'll look like, but
How long has it been since you checked the pike? That was the pike. I can't remember. Was the last time right after we
Temple of Forgiveness? It led me to the Temple of Forgiveness.
Yeah, he hasn't checked it since the temple.
Temple of Forgiveness. Yeah. Why didn't we do that when we were trying to decide where to go next? I don't know.
Had you checked the pike, it might have pointed back to Entswood.
Which I thought it was going to, but there was a lot of us that wanted to go to Pike's Point, so I just wasn't going to fight it.
There were 2.
I told you my stance, but I did not get Pike, right?
Yeah, it's been let's see. It's been 9 weeks since we
9 sessions.
9 sessions since we
made that decision.
Since we got to the Temple of Forgiveness.
Oh yeah.
Oh, since we last left.
So it would have been 7 sessions since we would have been making a decision on where we went.
Yep.
Every session has typically been 2 days, 3 days?
Depending on the session.
Yeah,
Temple of Forgiveness would have been 1, but yeah, so it's been a couple weeks overall since you made that decision.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh.
So maybe our first message.
It's been about 4 days since you left Pike Point. So. Yeah.
Pike's Point. In my mind, when we went to Pike's Point, I had no idea we were going to be there that long. I thought we were going to check it out, and then we were going to, go from there. But we were there for a lot longer than I thought.
Probably a week.
Roughly, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had several nights there. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that could have changed things.
Yep.
I feel like we started the main quest, went off on a side quest.
And we're about to get totally brought back down to the main quest.
Yeah.
And that's one thing. It's interesting because you guys have to play according to your characters. I mean, so your characters might want different things than you might think is wise. And so it goes on us noobs who know nothing about D&D to be like, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah, that's true.
And yeah, I mean, both of them would have been following what they want. And going back to Entswood, that chapter was over. They'd learned what they needed to learn. Yeah.
So unless we split the party.
Or had good enough reason to go back.
Yep. Yeah, that's true.
So. Yeah, it'll be interesting.
Aren't you guys glad that I make all these friends along the way?
Yes. And then you invite them to come on the ship with us?
Right.
Although it could have gone much worse for Homer, but
Claude
it sure
was
did.
first. Now Homer. Let's see. Anyone else that I've made friends with? Those are the main two.
Those are the main two. I did not intend for Homer to become a stat blocked character at all.
That was great.
But it just keeps happening.
It's just such a good story.
I was gonna say, I actually did today before we started. I sat down and was like, okay, Homer's gonna get involved in this fight because he's been staying above deck. So
Yeah.
he's gonna be where the combat's gonna be. So I might as well go ahead and work out what his saves and stuff are.
Mm-hmm.
That's great.
So, yeah, Homer. And I actually have Homer in parentheses, elf body.
Yeah, because if he had come and just remained an old man, you think he probably would have been killed by the end of this whole thing?
I don't know. I mean,
Like, if he
he
was on
still
deck.
had strength and stuff like that. He
True.
wouldn't have had nearly as many hit points because he would have an
He would have
older
been
body.
older.
But yeah,
Cool. Homer.
he's certainly not a pushover. That's for sure.
Mm.
So
Life at sea will do that to you.
that it will.
Fair enough.
So, any questions, comments, concerns? I mean, I will answer to the best of my abilities without fully spoiling anything.
I know
Alright.
sort of what's...
I already got
I
my
already have
guess.
a really good feeling of what...
I mean, he pretty much said what we needed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, my question for you: who do you think you're going to run into at the Prophet's Garden?
So basically, who do we think survived? I'm thinking might be Donovan.
I was thinking like Donovan. What's Cammy's girl's name?
Shoot.
Faye and Claude.
I know exactly who it is. It's Liam.
Liam and Gillen together. That'd be the only ones.
Just Liam.
Just Liam.
It's just him. He killed
Lone
them.
survivor.
Oh, gosh.
True.
It's gonna
That's
be
true.
Liam.
I mean, if you go from character development, we've seen Liam more than we've seen like Faye and a lot of the other and Cammy.
Yeah.
I feel like the dwarves would have both died. That's just or all died. Maybe the wife or one of the sons. I think Aaron's dead. That's just my pitch. I feel like he would have stayed. What do you guys think?
I don't know. I had this weird thought, and this is probably not right, but I had this weird thought that it's not going to be anyone from Enswood. That it's going to be something like...
He said it was someone we know, though, right?
Right, but we
True.
know
Who else?
people in other places than just Enswood. So I was thinking that it might be something like from farther north, like Eisenmond or something like that, where one of the Sins came in and like they actually started invading up north, or something like that. I don't
Less
know.
precedented, but that'd be really
Right.
surprising.
Because obviously we already know about the invasion, or we know that one of them is coming in near Enswood, but that'd be a nice left hook to bring in somebody from a different area and say like it's not just Ira that's here, it's somebody else in a different part, and the survivors have fled all this way.
Yeah, that's a long way
So
from
just-
anywhere.
So just
I mean, it's been months since
We all
all of this really started.
mhm.
And I mean, they'd already had some sort of foothold as well before
Mhm.
Gazmak even traveled to this world.
That's
So
true.
Yep.
I will say I do think the subtle part of the invasion is over.
Yeah.
That's fair.
So yeah, that'll be interesting to see who you find.
Yeah.
For real.
What do you think about this local god?
I'm really concerned. Very concerned. Like Lamash 2 is no joke.
Oh, she is not at all. No.
She
Do you
is
think she's connected with the Sins, or with something about her?
Maybe. I don't know. But it's like there are some of them where they're kind of like some of the gods where you're like, oh, like okay,
Mm-hmm.
it's fine, it's whatever kind of thing. But like Lamashtu is one where it's like she takes an active role in what happens on the earth, and that's a scary thing. It's a very scary thing. I mouth to you, Caleb, that I think it's very possible that this is Sloth.
Oh, yeah.
because it's literally
Amazing getting food.
he just wants people to bring him food, and then if he doesn't, then he turns them permanently to stone, which is basically like
Inactive
the,
state, yeah.
the epitome of like doing nothing.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see.
Mm.
Could just be a basilisk or something else. Not really sure.
Yeah.
But those are just
There's
my
some
knee-jerk
connections.
reactions.
Yeah, so I think that's something that you could start to see as well is the gods played a handoff role for quite a while, but now that they're coming back, or the worlds are colliding, the gods are going to start becoming more active again, as we've seen through peace and through vigilance. And they're not the only godlike characters, so the gods were all, petitioned before. Who knows? You also don't know the full boundaries of those petitions.
True. But the Oracle probably does, right?
The Oracle will have a much better idea, yeah. So that would be something to keep in your memory banks.
Can we have a copy of that contract that you guys did about, I don't know how many thousand years ago. But...
The divide, that's all.
Yeah.
We need the fine print. Only question I have is about minis. Are they still happening?
Oh,
They are still happening. James's printer is still broken. I am considering just purchasing them myself, or I am also going to talk to one of the engineering professors that I know and see if I can possibly borrow a 3D printer from them. So
fair enough. Just curious.
Yeah, no, I would really like them to get here, preferably before we have to paint the 200 some miniatures that are coming.
That's right.
Also, we're gonna have to put some shelves up. I'm thinking on this side of the room.
Oh, that would be cool.
For the miniatures.
Yeah.
Awesome. Do some little can lighting spotlight.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. Something for the dragon.
That would be cool.
So.
Yeah, well, if you ever want to have us over for a work day, we're down.
We can try to rehang some stuff.
Yeah.
With some different
This
tape.
has worked out.
Yeah, no, it's
that's been fine.
Yep.
It's just
unfortunately I do want to pull it all down at some point and paint the wall black.
So you don't see the cracks.
So we don't see the cracks. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Well.
And
yeah.
So, but that's a long-term project.
Mm-hmm.
Works for now.
That's right.
Indeed.
So, all right. Well,
cool.
If there's nothing else, we will call it there.
Sounds good.
All right.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in. Until next time.
Hi, guys.
Bye.
Bye.